Hey guys, hope everyone's doing well. This is Phoenix, back with another pick a pile. I have meditated on the cards, I've cleansed the space, and I meditated outside in the grass and grounded for a little bit before hitting the record button. So I'm good to go. I've got pile 1 here, pile 2, and pile 3. I will show the crystals as per usual. Now again, not again because I haven't said it, but just to throw it out there, this reading is for your current situation, whatever it is that you feel like you're needing guidance on was what I was called to have this be for. That being said, starting off with pile 1, we have this absolutely beautiful piece of green fluorite. And it's like green on green. You can see it, stunning. That hunk of love right there. And for pile 2, we have this obsidian, sorry, not obsidian, we have this onyx arrowhead. And pile 3, we have one of my absolute favorites, smoky quartz with that gold trail in there. Alright, so that is pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Now for my clairaudience, I will do the singing bowl. This is pile 1. Now pile 2. Pile 3. All right. See you soon. Okay. All right, pile 1. You chose this lovely piece of fluorite. Apparently I can't talk. Go ahead and start laying out your cards. I feel like I need to be gentle with you right now. I'm sorry if you're hurting. And no, I feel like some of you might be hurting. I feel like some of you, though, are looking at the spread of the cards here and just the energy coming into it, I feel like it's very heavy on your chest, and like sometimes around certain people it might be hard to breathe. Those are not people you need to be around, first and foremost. You are too much of an empath to be around people who push energy and who try to suck energy. You are absorbing what's not yours. I feel like some of you don't understand why and how, though. And that's why you're here. I feel like some of you know why, have embraced it, and are now leveling up and activating to a different level, on a higher level now. But all of you need to keep your boundaries in place. Yeah, see? You're having a hard time speaking up for yourself. And you need to. You're carrying, because the card, the weight of the world card. I'm sorry, I haven't named off any of the cards. You have empathic starseed, the blue flame, and the weight of the world so far. And this is the Starseed Oracle deck right here. This is the Moonology Oracle, and this is a tarot deck right here. But the empathic starseeds, like this one, it feels very much like I had said before about some of you taking, not like some of you knowing why and some of you not knowing why, but all of you are absorbing what's not yours, and you need to cut that out. You need to understand with the blue flame, it's an activation card. It's spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. So it's time for you to understand that that's what's happening, and take the steps to protect yourself. Boundaries also means shields. I feel like some of you guys need to do some research on metaphysical shielding. Because you're and you also need to do a releasing or a cleansing for yourself of all of the things that are not yours, and maybe call back your energy to you. Because at this point you've let a lot of your energy flow out of you, and you've absorbed a lot of things that are not for you. And this is a very serious imbalance in your soul, and that is why you are being called to the and dealing with the discomfort. You're being called to okay, I feel like when you first off, let me just address that. I feel like when you try to express yourself or try to stand up for yourself, you end up like your words get twisted, because that's what just happened to me. And I'm usually able to eloquate myself very well. But it seems like in this reading for you, I keep getting like choked up literally, and like tongue twisted, and my words are getting twisted. And I feel like that has to do with the energy of you trying to put these boundaries in place, and you trying to put these shields in place, and starting to understand that you're taking on things that are not yours to take on. I feel like for some of you, it's not just energetically and spiritually. I feel like it's also physically. I feel like some of you guys are literally carrying the weight of other people physically as well. And boundaries. If people love you, they'll honor those boundaries. If they don't, if they're using you, they'll get angry. And that is something you need to remember. I think that's something everybody needs to remember. But you then coming up into the Moonology, you have the you are good enough. Absolutely. I feel like with this one, I feel like there's pain that was associated, that a lot of the pain that I felt coming into your reading was associated with that. I feel like you have a good enough complex. I'm sensing abandonment issues, and I am also feeling like somebody goes into manic panic sometimes. And those that get it, get it. Those that don't, count your stars. You're lucky. But even with all of that shit, even because we all have our own shit, some people just hide it a little bit better. And I've always preferred people who are upfront about their shit. Because then I know what I'm dealing with. And I feel like you have not gotten respect for that. I feel like you're kind of like that. In the sense of like you're very self-aware. You know like the shit that you do. You know the shit that's wrong with you. You know the shit that you need to work on. And you are. And you like you have. And so like you're pretty much like you're okay. But I feel like again when you get around certain people you start to truly doubt yourself. I feel like sometimes some of the energy of some of your older family members for some of you puts you into like an adolescent energy, and it brings back a lot of trauma for you. And I'm sorry because I understand that completely. And it takes a lot of I'm hearing like affirmations in the mirror. Somebody needs to do affirmations in the mirror. Confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo. I feel like this month is going to be absolutely pivotal for you. I feel like you're going to finally stand up for yourself because I cleared my throat and I'm able to speak now. And I feel like that's what's going to be coming for you in this month. You need to understand, especially, well, obviously because the fiery climax approach. Yeah, you're going to get tongue-tied again in this climax. Everything coming to a head, everything coming out and about. Speak your truth and don't hold back on it. If I've seen this shit on the book of faces, okay, but I'm telling you, if people wanted you to write warmly about them, they should have behaved better. You write your story as it happened. You speak your truth as it is for you. And you need to do that in this situation because there's going to be... And I feel like some of you are going to choose to just walk away. And I feel like for you, that in that situation, those of you that choose to do that, I feel like it's because you know that you may end up actually in jail. So good for you, because I feel like I don't want anybody getting hurt, you know. Nobody should be out here fighting. We're all fucking grown and shit. Like, get it together, you know. But I also understand that shit happens. And I also understand that I hope my people are all self-aware enough to know, like, if you say some shit, that they're going to say some shit, and then you're, like, it's just going to pop off from there. If you're not able to have a coherent conversation with somebody, or speak your truth in front of somebody, or in a crowd with other family members around, like, and people have your back, and you feel like it's better to just go away silently, then do that. I'm your and then say fuck them and block them all, and I'm your family now. Send me a fucking email and tell me I'm your cousin. I'll respond with what up and like send you pictures and shit. Like, don't play. Don't allow people. I feel like you're the black sheep. A lot of the times you get blamed for the issues in the family, and that's just bullshit. Because you are good, and you are good enough. You do deserve everything that your heart desires. I don't feel like you're asking for some crazy shit or some super selfish shit. That's not the vibe that I get. It's not the energy that's the... But moving on, like, absolutely. Because you have the tower down here, you need to have your ducks in a row because some shit's about to pop off. And then given the devil and the 7 of swords, I feel like some of you have a very, very unfortunate situation either ahead of you or like you're in the midst of this shit. And I feel like for some of you, it is actually a breakup. And I feel like you are realizing that you're actually not crazy. That everything you thought was happening was happening. And now it's like the releasing of that and the betrayal that's there. I feel like for some of you as well, that might be the situation in a romantic sense instead of a familial sense. But I feel like for a lot of you, it is actually a familial situation. But so we have the Six of Wands. You've earned every one of your successes. Again, reminding you that you are good enough. Confidence is your key to success. You have earned this. And I feel like you doubt the success that you've had in your life, like the things you've been able to do and the goals you've been able to accomplish and the kindness that you've been able to spread into the world while doing those things is what sets you apart. And I think that you fail to recognize that in yourself a lot. And that's sad. You need to do better with that. You're amazing. I feel your energy. And I feel like you're a beautiful soul. And you are very much loved in this world. Despite these people who have betrayed you, who have spoken ill of you, who are plotting against you. You don't actually deserve any of this. Because it's hard, but you need to know, like, you are absolutely going to conquer this, because you also have the Ace of Cups. And then that is followed by the Devil, though. So, okay, let me just come back to... So you have the Six of Wands. We went over that. Like, you earned every one of your successes. Progress, confidence, conquest, public recognition, and triumph. Like, you did that. You're going to get your flowers for it. This is a Fire card, a Leo card. Finding solutions, harmony, healing, and empathy. I feel like some of you want to say, you know what, like, no hard feelings. Just leave me the fuck alone. And that's not, that's not a bad idea. But I feel like also, because it's followed by the Tower, always expect the unexpected. Collapse, upheaval, destruction, foundational shift, reality check, ambition, adversity. And that's followed by the Ten of Wands. There's always another way to do something. Burden, responsibility, stress, blockages, loss of faith, frustration, excessive pressure. This is very, very heavy energy. It's getting hard to breathe again. I feel like this, especially because the grief card is followed, the Five of Cups, like, feel your grief, but know that things will get better. Grief, loss, self-pity, despair, disappointment, disillusionment, fear of risk, and mourning. So most of you absolutely fucking know who this is. Like, I feel like almost all of you know exactly who this is about. I feel like you know exactly what it is. You're grieving the loss of something that you really didn't expect to happen, that you didn't expect it to go down that way. I feel like for some of you, it really is as simple as, like, your family is a bunch of fucking haters. And they're literally shit-talking you and, like, plotting against you behind your back. And they're not supportive of you and your successes. I feel like they have absolutely no idea the load that you carry every day trying to do everything and be there for everyone at the same time. I feel like oftentimes you end up putting yourself last, and that needs to stop. Absolutely needs to stop. It's causing resentments, it's causing frustrations, and a lot of blockages as well. I feel like some of you have noticed like revenue has slowed down in your success, and that's because of the blockages of this stress. And again, that is also you absorbing the energy of these motherfuckers talking shit about you. So keep that in mind as well. Like they can speak ill on you, and if you're still connected to them and you know you still are giving them power over you, then they will have that power over you, and you and that ill that they are speaking will befall you. But if you are blocked and protected, you don't have to trip. Moving on, the Five of Cups, feel your grief, but know that things will get better. Again, this one, I feel like it hurts. I feel like some of you, a very small portion of you are having a pity party. Like, oh, poor me. Why did this happen to me? And you got to cut it out because it's not going to do you any good at all. I love you, but it's time to, you know, pull that G-string up and hop fucking to it. Put some hitch in your giddy up and get to it, because you in your heart, you know what you have to do. You don't want to do it. And I feel like there are a lot of you that are going to allow these people to stay. I feel like you have a almost unhealthy addiction to the drama and the excitement and the fact that people always need you. I feel like some of you are very much in that boat, and I cannot help you. Nobody on YouTube, none of these readers can help you. You are doing this to yourself. I love you, but you're doing this. You know what's going on. You know that you like it and you cannot break away from it. That is your choice. Because you could get help. There is help out there, and you could get help, and you know it. But you're refusing to do that. So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear anybody whining and bitching in the comments. Oh, I can't do that. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Because you have the Ace of Cups available to you. Right here, open your heart and receive the emotions around you. Unconditional love, new feelings, new friendship, beauty, opulence, pleasure, self-love, new beginnings, inspiration, origin, and enlightenment. This is your cup being overflowed. I'm so sorry. I skipped a card. Guard against deceit and concealment. Dishonesty, betrayal, strategy, tactics, trickery, low self-esteem. The Seven of Swords. I feel like some of you are not going to take this Ace of Cups that's being offered to you because of the low self-esteem that is mentioned right there on the Seven of Swords. I feel like that is one of the reasons why that you are addicted to this drama and this toxicity, is because you feel like that's as good as it's going to get. You really believe them when they say that nobody else will ever love you, and that's a fucking lie. I don't talk about my personal life on here, but I'm going to tell you this much, okay? 8 years ago, I was at a domestic violence shelter with me and my baby. Today, my husband, who I married 4 years ago, is now downstairs with that same baby making spaghetti while I'm up here doing this reading. It always gets better. Somebody else will love you so much more. I promise you. I promise you. It only ends one way, and you know it. So just go. Because if you don't, and this devil card, you listen to this, that ace, it's gone. It's gone. I feel like for those of you who are not in that particular situation, you are going to take this Ace of Cups. You are going to take the out. You are going to understand your worth, and you are going to say enough is enough. You're going to put those boundaries up, and you are going to reap the rewards. Absolutely. It's going to be tough for a while, but amazing things are coming. If you choose to stick to that affirmation of I am good enough, I know I am good enough, I feel good enough, I speak good enough. Remember that people do not deserve to be treated like they're not people. People deserve respect no matter what job title they hold. People deserve respect no matter what kind of car they drive, where they come from, what neighborhood they grew up in, what color they are, what sexual orientation they are, whatever. People deserve to be treated like people because they're fucking people. End of story. And if the people in your life don't treat you the way that everybody deserves to be treated, but especially somebody who treats them the way that you do, then fuck them. Fuck them. You have beautiful things coming. I'm going to do 3 yes or no flip of coins right now. And get a coin, a yes and a no side. I'm going to flip this baby right here. So I want you to think of, this is because this is the end of your reading, I want you to think of 3 questions, yes or no answers, yes or no questions. All right, this first one, no. Second, yes. Third is yes as well. All right, my lovies. To the person who that was, please email me. Please email me. My email is in the description. I'll give you a free reading. Please. That person in that domestic violence situation. Again, because I've read and got your energy before. Email me and I will give you a free personal reading. Which I don't really do that, but all of you other ones, I love you. I love all of you. And I hope that you, please don't forget, remember who you are. Like Simba. Alright, I love you. Bye. Hey, Pile 2. How you doing? You picked the arrowhead. Let's get started. I am using, for your reading today, I'm using the Starseed Oracle, the Moonology Oracle, and the Meaning Tarot deck that I got off Temu, or Temu, however you pronounce that site. But I love that one a lot. And I've been using it, and I like it. I love it. I felt a lot with you the Starseed Oracle very much felt for you. And I don't know what your cards are. I don't know if I've ever said this in a reading, but I never look at the cards before I lay them out. And then most of the time I don't actually look at them while I'm laying them out. I really just kind of feel them. But yeah. It's a surprise to both of us. Okay. I feel like just coming into this, some of you are feeling very blah. I feel like some of you are like, oh shit, what do I do? I feel like some of you, and this is like not in any situation, it's just the given energy that I'm feeling right now. But it's also like an excitement as well. Like it's like an anxiety of like, oh shit, but mixed with a lot of excitement. Because there's a new possibilities ahead of you. There's new chapters being written, and there's, I feel like there's like somebody's got an adventure coming up, honestly. Now coming into the cards. Absolutely. Okay. Look at you. Okay. All right. Don't be scared of ending up, I think, with nothing or like going broke. I feel like, so okay, let me, this is really dope energy. I really like this energy because it's not like super giddy. It's calmed, it's grounded, but it is like, because it's reality, and like I feel like you're very aware that this is happening. Your life, so starting off, we have your life as a canvas, artist, manifestation, creative accountability. And to me, this card comes in when we are being called to really take a look at our lives and see what we do and don't want, and as well as look at the things that we have already manifested for ourselves. The creative accountability part is that, to me, the most because we take when I paint, or when I do a wall piece, or I make a candle, or I do wood burning, or I do something, I have to take creative accountability in what it is that I'm making and what I am creating. So I have to, it's like the thought process behind that. It's the intention that's being put into that creative process and of creating something. And I feel like a lot of times when people talk about manifesting in their lives, they don't necessarily take that into account, because because the worst place to look is oftentimes the mirror. Okay, so let's just throw that out there. But I feel like you know that. And I feel like the mirror is not a difficult place for you, Pile 2. I feel like you're comfortable in that mirror. I feel like you've done that work. You know who you are. You're secure in that. And I really like that in your energy, because it's not It's not insecure. I can breathe with you, with your pile. Pile 1, I couldn't really breathe. I can breathe with you, pile 2, and it's very nice, very secure, deep breath. But at the same time, it's like that air of excitement and unknown is also there. But to take creative accountability in our life, I think that for you, this in the sense of like, even the things that we don't want in our lives that have come into our lives, by giving them energy and attention of not wanting them, we've brought them in. And I feel like that's for a particular, like a very particular and small group of people who have brought something not so good in. I feel like it's not necessarily like detrimental to you or your mental health, but I feel like it's more so of a nuisance. And again, taking that creative accountability, you can manifest your life without that nuisance. I feel like for the rest of you in pile 2, this card is telling you to be aware of your creative accountability in your manifestation. I feel like some of you are literal artists, and I feel like the ones that are artists are kind of like leveling up in that art. And I feel like very, very beautiful opportunities are coming with that art, which, good for you, amazing. As far as everyone else, though, because like I feel like the artist group is very small as well, but collectively moving forward, we have the portals card. Doors are opening, you decide, rewards, wild card. I feel like some of you are going to have the opportunity to go somewhere that you've never been and do something that you've kind of always really, really wanted to do, but never really talked about it, never pushed on it, never really truly pursued it. But this is it, it's happening, and this is amazing for you. Don't be scared. We have lost lands right behind the portals card. So any doors that are opening for you, use your intuition to figure out which one you want to go into, and which one would be the best for you and for your higher self and your calling and your path that you're supposed to be on. You have that ability, you know that. And okay. Sorry. Okay. Okay. I feel like some of you are blanking. Ugh. I'm sorry. Yeah. Some of you are blanking and you feel like you're blocking your own intuition. Somebody say release it. So somebody's like, there's somebody here that's holding on to something and it's making them blank and block themselves, and then they're blocking themselves and then they blank when it comes to like they're trying to feel their intuition and like they feel like they can't feel anything, and you're holding on to something. And I feel like it's a time that you really truly did not listen to your intuition and shit went really bad, and I feel like it scared you. And I don't think that this is something that happened for you in like your adult life. I think this was something that happened to you in your early like childhood or like early like youth years, like teenage years. But you have to let that shit go because it's blocking you, and that is not okay. You have to be able to trust yourself and your own judgment and your own intuition. You have to work through that and let it go. Moving on from that, we have the Lost Lands card. Again, soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. So I feel like those of you who are going on that adventure to that new place, or who are embarking on a new endeavor, I feel like some of you are having like a business opportunity. You've done it, like you've done this before, like you've been to that city before, that's why you've always been drawn to it. You've lived there before. Those of you who are opening like businesses, like you've done that before, you've been a business owner. All of the things that you're being called to do, you have done before. Like you have the knowledge, you know how to do it, you just have to tap into it. We have the Messenger card, serious energy, bringing harmony and balance. And I think it's that simple, honestly. It's just, I feel like as soon as you start really like trusting your intuition and like going forth and having that faith that you know what you're doing, and that this is it, this is a good, like you're manifesting and you're walking through these doors, and you're unlocking these soul memories and these gifts, and it's bringing harmony and balance into your life. Because then we have star bathing, light body, crystal grid, transmission, and activation. And that is absolutely beautiful, because that is like, boom, like shit's about to start really going down in your favor. I feel like, especially with this Lionsgate portal that we just have, like that we're actually still in, the transmissions that people are getting, absolutely, like for me, the 8th, I was so sleepy. I went to bed at 6:30 in the evening. I swear to you, I was just so tired. Excuse me, I was just so tired. I could not stay awake. And my transmissions, like I was getting them that day. So I feel like for some of you, you're gonna have a day where you're absolutely just like, oh, drained, dead, or maybe a couple, and you're needing that rest. I feel like for some of you, you're gonna feel well rested. I feel like for some of you, you're gonna need rest, and I feel like the opposite. Some of you are going to feel well rested. And like super light and energized. And I feel, so the people who are going to need the rest are the ones who've done the unblocking, which I was actually, that explains a lot. Thanks. Because when we unblock, we open that up, and so it can oftentimes be an exhausting process. So those of you who have to do the unblocking, you will be exhausted. Those of you who don't have to unblock, who are in tune with your intuition, you are the ones that are going to feel energized. Good for you. A new earth following that, it's happening. Keep holding the vision. I feel like that ties back, coming again. I feel like you're trying to really manifest something for your life. Like you have an idea, a picture of what you want, like a scene in your head you want to go down. And I feel like for some of you, it's like there's like this ultimate scene in your head of like what you want to happen. And it's like something you've always dreamed of, like a stage, like lights, and like, hold on to that, because it's saying, you know, the card Spirit Creator is telling you it will happen. We have heareth, longing for home, homesick for the stars. I feel like some of you, a lot of you, not just some of you, I feel like most of you come from like very broken homes, but you have somehow like made your own tribe, and that absolutely makes a lot of sense. There is somebody in this group who is actually in a long distance relationship. And I feel like when you are with that person, you feel at home. Like home feels... If you think of home, you think of being in their arms. And I feel like that is everything you need to know about where you should fucking be. Okay? Okay. Moving on. Deep cellular healing. Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. Again, that's the babies that are blocked. I feel like some of you also have, because that came after the card that I felt like the broken home. Some of you guys still have some things that still kind of sting. And I feel like you're being called to like truly, if you want to figure out what you truly want for your life, don't you have to heal all the parts of you that are wounded? And I feel like in doing these new endeavors and the doors that are opening for you, the going through them and the way that you're going to be moving and manifesting your new life, it's going to kind of bring about a change in you. And I feel like it's going to shift your priorities. I feel like you're going to see what you really truly do want and what you don't want. And I feel like there are going to be some people in your life that are like, oh shit, and kind of just thrown off. And you know what? Fuck them. Like, it's not their life. It's yours. At the end of the day, you are the one that has to live with your choices. Literally live with your choices. Everybody else is just a fucking spectator. And they're all going to have commentary. But they're not the ones that are in there doing it. So fuck them. You do for you what you feel is right. What you know in your heart is for you. What your path is. I feel like some of you have recently made a choice that is leading you in a different direction than what you really truly thought your life would be like. And I feel like you're kind of really questioning on whether or not you can have both. And it can't be both. So, yeah. But again, you don't even know what it truly is yet. And that's okay. Moving on though, communication is key. Nothing is yet set in stone. Surrender to the divine. Step out of your comfort zone. Balance spirituality and practicality. Okay. I love the Moonology deck because they are so concise. Like, it is just this is the advice. So coming back, communication is key. That one is positioned kind of right here in diagonally with the your life is a canvas card. And I want to again convey that going back to the manifesting and creative accountability, communicating is key when manifesting. You communicate your desires, you communicate your wants and your needs. You be concise and clear with it when you're manifesting. And also, again, I feel like there's people in your life that you feel kind of beat around the bush with you. Just be direct with them. And kind of like force them to be direct with you in return. And that is my best advice on that. Communication is key, exactly. But so is comprehension also. If somebody's trying to communicate with you, try your best to comprehend them. Empathy goes a long way with comprehension in hand. Moving on, nothing is yet set in stone. I feel like this is, again, because it's right under your life as a canvas. You don't know exactly what it is that you want to manifest, and that's cool because now you're taking this time to heal and to reset yourself and to to really figure out what home is for you. Wherever that may be, with whomever it may be. train's coming in. With the healing happening and the priorities shifting and the manifestation shifting, right now, the things, I feel like right now, the things that are coming in are what's supposed to lead you on the path of finding your true life's manifestation, like what you truly want to manifest for your life. That is what's happening. So again, surrender to the divine. That's right under the portals card, and so is step out of your comfort zone. These are like both under this card. That's going back to that. I feel like some of you are going to have opportunities you would normally never even consider. Fucking think about it. Maybe take them up on it. You never even know. It might be the best choice you ever made. It could lead you down a path that you may never want to go away from again. But you have to trust that you're being led where you need to be. And you have to be open. And you have to be open in the process. But also, again, balance spirituality and practicality. Don't be like going and getting in cars with strangers because they invited you on an adventure and shit, bitch. Like, use your fucking head. But also, like, have that balance. Have that whimsical air to yourself. Like, allow that childlike nature to come out. But protect yourself as you would protect a child in the same way. Moving on, we have the Page of Wands. Keep your eye on your goals and enjoy every moment. Courage, excitement, free spirit, love of life, enthusiastic, discovery. I love that. I feel like you're going to start, because also with the Page of Wands, this is like balancing priorities and decisions. Duality and settling energy. I feel like that's relating back to it's right under, actually, that's right under the Messenger card, the bringing harmony and balance. That's the Page of Wands. It's also balance and duality. I feel like you're going to be very, very pleasantly surprised at what you find waiting for you once these doors open, once these portals open and these doors open, and you start like activating, you start remembering, and you start tapping into this balance and this whimsical energy. Like you're because the Nine of Cups is there. Everything has turned out well. Enjoy your success. Happiness, compassion, trust in the universe, high-minded, and optimism. I feel like you, again, that shit is self-explanatory. I feel like, honestly, though, actually, you're looking for the deeper meaning in things, and I feel like you are able to, like, look back and see things that maybe didn't work out for you at the time you thought, but then ended up, like, leading you, like I was just saying, like, things you stepping out of your comfort zone and going down and doing things that you wouldn't normally do. Like, it has actually ended up giving you a better understanding of the term success. And I know that might sound kind of weird, but if you feel it, you feel it. You know what it is. Like, your success is your own. Everybody's definition has to be different. And that is the absolute, like, most important part of success, of envisioning our own success. I'm not looking at your canvas. I'm looking at my own. I'm creating my own canvas. I'm not trying to create what you're trying to create. I'm trying to create what I'm trying to create. Following that up, you have the Queen of Swords. Your clear communication expresses what's best for all. Intelligent, quick, complexity, graceful, observant, and perceptive. I feel like you're going to find the stability and foundation once this activation happens. And it's going to either, like I said, be after your rest or with that rejuvenation that you get. You absolutely are going to be speaking your truth. You're absolutely, I feel like you're not only are you going to be speaking up for yourself, but you're going to be speaking up for others as well. And that's always important. But we also have the Five of Pentacles following that up. And I feel like, so the life is hard right now. Look around, help is at hand. Insecure, hardship, poverty, loss of money or position, toil, harshness, need, lack of resources. And I feel like for some of you, because that's followed by the Nine of Pentacles, enjoy the results of all your hard work, accomplishment, inheritance, covetousness, self-care, reward, and satisfaction with luxury, selflessness, compassion, integration, and attainment. I feel like some of you are going to hit some rough waters financially, and then there is going to be a settlement happening. For some of you, it will be a divorce settlement, so it'll be like a splitting of assets. I feel like for some of you, it's going to be a good little chunk finally coming in that you've been waiting on. For some of you, it's actually also going to just outright be help from people around you. And I feel like also some of you, you're going to finally see the resources that are really available and you're going to utilize them. And that is what's going to help you. But nevertheless, those hard times that you're going to be going through, I also feel like it's not just about money. I feel like the loss of money or position, I feel like some of you are going to be feeling like left out in the cold with the divorce thing. I feel like some of you may be separated from a partner or in the middle of a separation or in the middle of a divorce. I feel like some of you may be far away from your family members as well. And so like you do feel out in the cold, but I feel like also all you have to do is tell people that you miss them and they will make an effort. You have the Queen of Wands as your last card, and I love that for you because you can always call on your natural confidence, warmth, passion, enthusiasm, determination, adaptable, steady force, and independence, stability, form, foundations, control, and organization. I feel like you remember that you are indeed that bitch, okay? And for some of you, you are indeed that witch, okay? I feel like some of you call in help from your guides and your ancestors and spirits around you, and I feel like for some of you, some of your deities fucking come through for you. And I feel like the inheritance for some of you, a very select few, maybe even just one person or two. Okay, so 2 people, maybe 3. Play the, like, I don't want to tell all of you to play the lotto, but I feel like there are some of you that like specifically have done work with a deity in regards to the lottery. Fucking play it. They're gonna come through. But there is help available to you. All you have to do is like say, hey, I need help. Like, you're amazing and people love you. People love being around you. You do light up the room when you go in. Even if you don't think you do all the time, you do. People are drawn to you. You're magnetic. You're magnetic. And you're evergreen. I feel like you're never gonna get old mentally. And that's a beautiful thing too. That makes people drawn to you as well. But yeah, keep going, keep pushing. You've got this. It's all going to pan out for you in your favor. I'm very excited. Drop a comment for me if you can, pile 2. I have 3 yes or no questions for you. I will give you a few seconds to think of them. And then I will flip this coin. It is a yes and no coin, or yes and no coin. I flip it up and then I slap it down and read it that way. So go ahead and get your questions ready. 3 yes or no's. All right, you should be ready. First flip. Yes. Second. Yes. Third. Yes. 3 yeses. Yay, good for you. All right. Well, pile 2, thank you so much for watching. I hope that everything is going to resonate for you. I hope that what resonated, and I hope that what I could help where I could help. I love you. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. Thank you. Bye. Hey, pile 2. Or sorry, pile 3. All right, pile 3. I have to say, coming into your energy, when I was drawing your cards, when I was pulling your cards, I was like, oh, I like this motherfucker. I want to be their friend. This is a cool person. Just so you know, okay? That was how it felt when I was coming into your energy. Pulling your cards for you. For your pile, actually, I was kind of honestly surprised. The only ones that I felt called to use was the Starseed Oracle and the Moonology Oracle. Absolutely love both of these decks. But these were the only 2 that were like me, for you. The other ones, the other 2 piles, I used my tarot as well. Your pile did not need that, pile 3. So I'm very interested because I don't know what these cards are. I don't look at them until it's time to read them for you. So let's see. I'm excited. Oh, yay. Okay. Hey. Ooh. Control. Somebody is a bit of a control freak. Calling you out off top. Love you. But yeah, you're a bit of a control freak. And it is running you ragged. You are not trusting the signs. You are not you're not following your path. Your need to control everything from your trauma is blocking you from the beautiful blessings that are trying to come in. And I tell you this with love, but you are blocking your blessings. Trying to micromanage everything in your life. Shit is going to happen and there is nothing you can do about it. You have to learn how to be okay with that fact. Because once you are okay with just that one fact, that shit's gonna happen, and we have to be okay with it. It makes it okay. I know it sounds kind of silly, but it does. Now, granted, there are extreme things that we cannot and will not accept, you know. Shit happening is not the same as like a life-altering event, you know, or a traumatic situation. That is not shit happening. But I mean even things just like I feel like some of you get aggravated at your grocery store for some reason. You get pissed off in the grocery store a lot. Like if they don't have something that you want, or they've switched shit around. I feel like you get super pissed, and like that is something you need to learn to let the fuck go. Because even just like that as a little example being shown is like that speaks volumes to you. You got to learn how to just like let it be. I feel like you're I feel like you really want to be fun, but you're not. And I love you, but you're not fun. You're the. You guys remember that movie Freaky Friday, When she calls her a fun sucker, you suck the fun out of everything. You're a fun sucker. Fun sucker. I'm sorry, but I feel like that's you. Now, again, though, I feel like you're aware of this. So this is not something that's going to, like, shock and leave you in shock and awe, you know what I'm saying? But, like, you're aware of this, but you don't necessarily want to be that way, which is cool. And I feel like that's kind of one of the reasons why you're here. So, yeah, moving on. We'll get into the cards now, because I actually haven't even been reading the cards. That was just energy going into them. I feel like you are very special. I'm sorry, I have not even going into the cards yet. Still, I have to say this. You're very special. I feel like the fact that you picked this particular one, right, with the gold veins going through it, this smoky quartz, it's absolutely stunning. This one was at, like, the bottom of a chuck pile in a crystal shop that I used to go to in Vegas all the time. It was at the bottom of a scrap pile, and it had been overlooked, and it had been sitting there for a long time. And it is absolutely one of my favorite pieces. It is absolutely one of the most beautiful pieces to me. And I feel like it's very fitting that you, my dear, were drawn to this pile with this particular crystal, because you too are very beautiful and unique, and you have gold running through you. You're exhausting yourself. Anyways, okay, let me go to the cards now. We have activated earth, power places, ley lines, trust where you're led. Of course, okay, yeah, absolutely. Trust where you're led, ley lines. I feel like you need to kind of put yourself out there more. When you're out and about, and when you're in public, when you're at functions, I feel like you're kind of like more introverted. You're kind of like less, more withdrawn. And I feel like you need to, if somebody comes up and they start a conversation with you, and I feel like you would normally like find a way to exit said conversation, I feel like you should maybe see where it goes. Allow and trust where you're being led, because there are lines that will be laid in this process of you opening up, and trusting the connections coming in and where you're being led to. We also have that followed up by water your garden, nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. I feel like some of you have been, again, like I said, the exhaustion from everything. I feel like a lot of you have healed and worked through most of your trauma, and it's that has made you grasp and like white knuckle things in other areas of your life. But I feel like you put so much into that grasp, that grip, and never losing that grip, that you have not taken care of yourself at all. Like self-care is not a fucking hair mask and a face mask on a Sunday when you can squeeze it in or whatever. No, that's not it. I mean, like, do you actually drink enough fucking water every day? I mean, like, are you actually eating? Are you I feel like for some of you forget to shower even. I feel like at the end of the day, you're so exhausted that you just like flop down in bed, and then in the morning you realize you didn't take a shower, and then you feel gross, and then you beat up on yourself for it mentally. Stop it. Make yourself a priority. Things don't have to be done your way. They just have to be done. That's it, baby. It does not have to be your way. It just has to be a way that is acceptable. And in what is acceptable to you and what is acceptable to others is allowed to be different. I don't know if anybody ever told you that. People are allowed to have different levels that they'll accept. But I feel like some of you, the health aspect is also coming in. I feel like some of you are actually going to be forced to take time to rest because of an illness. But this, I feel like this is going to bring about this jump in Andromedan energy, adventure, say yes to change. I feel like this is going to be a big change. This health crisis, these body issues that you have, the lack of nourishment to your body, I feel like it's going to catch up to you. And it's going to kind of really put things into perspective. And even if it's not like a serious health issue, I feel like even if you just like get sick for a couple days, you feel like crap and you end up in bed, it's going to make you really think about the way that you are actually treating your body, what you're fueling it with, how you're treating it, all of that. Now, nobody's dying, okay? Because we have trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. And for that, I feel like for some people, it's actually going to be kind of serious health issues, but you're not going to be, you're not going to be saying goodbye to you then. Not anytime soon, okay? All paths lead home. Inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. I feel like you have to do some real inquiring in your coping mechanisms, into your coping mechanisms that you're exerting today and that you're exhibiting, because when you're exerting those, and this is the difference, okay, when you're exerting those coping mechanisms onto your family, you are forcing it onto them. Now, when you exhibit it, people can see it from afar. I feel like that's the message. I don't know, that's weird. Okay, for somebody, whoever that is, that's gonna make sense to them and them alone. Which, okay, cool, yay, happy I was able to bring it through. The rest of y'all though, you, again, this has to do with coping mechanisms. I feel like you're very self-aware, you know what you're doing, and you feel like it's gonna just always be okay, and it's not. It's not. Time is not running out on the life that you have, but time is running out on your coping mechanisms. And on the thought processes that you have to really examine the way that you perceive yourself and those around you. Your dreams need a practical plan. Moving on to the Moonology. Your dreams need a practical plan. Adjustments are required. Don't let your past hold you back. It's time to release negativity. I feel like those all just kind of reinforce the first row. Absolutely. That's what it's literally, it's just being reinforced. I have to feel the need though to also add that we all make mistakes, and there's not anything that you can't like recover from. If you're not like a grapist or a chomo, like you can come back from that. Even a schmurderer can come back from that. A grapist or a chomo, no, that's just a noose, honey. But everything else, you can come back from that. You don't have to let that hold you back. And if you do, you're not going to get anywhere. And that would really be awful. Oh, you have a lot of healing you need to do internally, and a lot of negativity that you really need to release in regards to yourself. Like, I feel like your self-hatred is on a different level. And I'm sorry. I know what that feels like firsthand. But I also know what being healed from that feels like, and it's worth it. The work that it's going to take to get there is worth it. I promise you that. I did it. That is all I have for you as far as these cards go. I have my flip a coin. 3 yes or no questions is what you get. Think of them. You get about 30 seconds or so to think about them. In your head, I will flip the coin, smack it down, and read it, yes or no. That's it. And I move on to the next one. Well, hopefully you've got your questions in your head. Question 1. Yes. Question 2 is yes as well. Question 3 is yes as well. So hopefully that's yay for you. Okay, pile 3. Thank you for coming. If this resonated with you, please leave a comment letting me know. Please like or subscribe to the channel for future readings. I upload every week. Love you. Bye.